Good evening there. My name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron, and this is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel. I want to thank you guys for joining us here today on the program. I'm going to be flying a VFR flight today from Santa Monica Airport to Palm Springs International, a flight I've done a million times. If all goes well, it's about a 35-40 minute flight. To help me along the way today, I'm going to be using some of the tools of the trade here. First and foremost, our iPad right here. We're going to be using Pilot Edge, which will provide us some ATC services. We will, of course, be using our X-Plane 11 flight simulator software, and the actual flight model that we're going to be using today is called the TorqueSim Aviation SR22. It's a G3 turbo normalized version of the software there. Let me just make sure that we got see if anybody's watching right now. If you've got any questions or comments, you can post them on the chat board, and I'll take some questions along the way. It's a short flight, so I may not be able to do too many. But if somebody would be kind enough, if you're watching, to post in the chat room right now and make sure all the systems are running from your side of the equation nicely here, that would be terrific. Okay, I'm going to do a little quick check myself here just to make sure we're on track here. So bear with me for 1 second. Okay, looks like we got 5 concurrent viewers in there. Okay, great. So if you guys can help me out, anybody post in there whether you can hear everything going on, that would be terrific. Okay, first things first, we need a flight plan. So let's go back to up top here, and I'm going to show you my iPad. Now I've taken the liberty to kind of chart out a little flight plan ahead of time here, and you can see that we'll be winding our way through the Los Angeles basin, up around First Griffith Park, and then along the ridge of some mountains that frame the LA basin here, then down into San Bernardino, and then through the ever exciting Banning Pass here, which can be very gnarly. If you've never been through the Banning Pass, they have hundreds of big wind turbines in there, and there's a good reason for it. It's always windy in the Banning Pass, so that can make for some thrilling rides through there, particularly this time of year, this time of the day, when that hot air is rising. So anyway, we've got our flight plan here. Now, the next thing I'm going to do once I have a flight plan is, normally, if I was flying a normal flight, I would file that flight plan here on the iPad. I would click this little button to the left of that edit button that you can see there. Looks like a little square with an arrow pointing up. That's our flight, that shoves the information. That's my dog waiting outside here. Okay, that shoves it up to the web. ATC gets their hand on it, we're good to go. But on the simulator, we're going to do it a little bit differently here. We're going to go and file it through Pilot Edge. Now, if you're a simmer, you already know about Pilot Edge. If you thinking about getting a simulator and just happen to stumble across this video, one of the things that makes the simulator experience, so much more real today is the fact that you have sites like Pilot Edge that will provide live ATC interaction with the pilots. And if you haven't used Pilot Edge, I can just tell you it's a great tool. If you're brand new, I know there are lots of brand new pilots that are just starting in the simulator world, and they're on Pilot Edge. And the instructors, they're not instructors, but the controllers on Pilot Edge, many of whom are actual flight controllers or retired flight controllers. So they'll help you if you're a new pilot, and they'll sometimes chastise you if you're not doing the right thing and you're not prepared. But they're basically very helpful, and they act almost like instructors on how to interact with ATC. And if you're flying at all, particularly if you're flying IFR, that is a talent. So anyway, what I've done is I've taken that iPad flight plan that you see over there. I've already kind of filled in some of the blanks here. Let me get my head out of the way. We're flying a VFR flight plan, which today I wanted to do because I don't fly VFR very often. It actually makes you think a little bit more. 768 Foxtrot Sierra, SR22. Our equipment is slant golf. We'll be doing a true airspeed of $175. Our departure location is Santa Monica. We're heading for Palm Springs, which is Kilo Papa Sierra Papa. We'll be cruising at 7,500. We're heading east. We got a 500 in there because we're flying VFR. Our alternate airport will be KBNG, which is Banning just for yucks. And there you see our flight plans minus, the start point and end point. It's a visual flight point for Griffith Park. We'll be going along the San Gabriel Mountains there, across KEMT, which is El Monte Airport, the Pomona VOR, which is near the Brackett Airport, Ravon, then the visual flight point, Banning past D-Way, and then into Palm Springs. Now, to get everything ready, I'm going to click here on the flight plan, and you can see up here our flight plan is successfully filed here. Okay, so now we're back in the cockpit here. Let me just do a quick check and see if anybody loud and clear. Oh, God, I love that. I've been spending more and more time here on the simulator and spending some time trying to make it live. Keeps me on my edge a little bit, but also kind of you guys are my proxy for flying along with another pilot in the plane here. So I want to thank you for being good sports on that front. I'll come back and take some more questions here in a second here. Let me go through my little streaming checklist. I welcomed you. I explained we're doing a VFR flight. I talked about we're using iPad. We're going to take some questions. So now the next thing we need to do is go. Actually, let me try a little experiment here. I never satisfied to see everything work. I'm going to show you a little bit about the sim world, just a tiny little bit. This is a great example of how I use my sim to become a better pilot. So what I'm going to try to attempt to do here right now is show you my setup here. Let's see if, well, you're not going to be able to see it that great, are you? All right. Well, if we go this way. All right, there's my controller there. There's my iPad on my desk. There's me looking ever so uncomfortable. There are my instruments, my MFD, my PFD, my MFD, down here my controller in my throttle quadrant, and I'll come up with a sexier way to make sure that actually displays a little bit better on the next broadcast, so forgive my lack of talent. I do have my coffee here on one hand. I'll take a swig of that, and I've got my lemonade over here on the other side, a little hot and cold. By the way, if we were flying in the real 768 Foxtrots here, we can only drink water. in my little bird, nobody's going to spill anything sticky. That's the rules of engagement. Okay, all ready to go here, gentlemen? Let's go jump in the cockpit and head over to X-Plane. There we are. The cockpit is ready to roll here. Let me make a couple adjustments here on my screen, and let me do one other thing right here. Whoops, there we go. Get that. Hang on one sec. Let me just get my stuff so I can keep track of all your chat questions if there are any. Okay, get that up there. Bang. Let me just do one quick little check here. Beautiful. I wish Torque Sim would do a G6 SR22. Somebody says, Mika Honey. I agree with you 100%. Write some letters to me. I'll pass them along to the developers. Okay, let's get down to business here. Let's go into the cockpit here. I got so much stuff going on here. Okay, cockpit views. Let's go start with the X-Plane PIP. That's me. I use these flight information sheets in the cockpit to help me manage all the information I need. Let's see if you can see those here. Lots of the regular subscribers to Redman MB have emailed me and asked for copies, which I'm happy to provide. That's my takeoff briefing. Here's my flight info sheet where I put down all the relevant information where I can find it, which is important when you're flying an airplane, to keep yourself organized here. No excuse not to. Okay, now let me get out of the way here. Let's go X-Plane clean. All right, we're all good. Now let's fire this. Once you get in the plane, I do what I call a little bit of house cleaning or plumbing stuff. So I'm going to get some numbers here. So the first thing I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to go and do something that I don't normally do in my plane because I'm the only person that flies it, right? And it has to do with the caps. And I see, oh my God, my AirPods are going to be got 20% left in them. Skip it. We're going to go the short route today because I don't want my AirPods to run out. Okay, let's go. We're going to go battery 2. We're going to come down here to the GCU area. There's my dogs barking. No green light over here, which is what you don't want to see a green light here just yet. come back up here. No green light means we're good and everything's working on the electrical front. Now let's go put battery 1. Let's get we went late last night, so let's get rid of that. Okay, that we went up here. Okay. Okay, we're initializing here right now. Okay, there's enter, enter, enter. Okay, we've got 60 gallons of fuel, which is perfect. I'm going to get rid of that pesky little beeper right there. We're going to put on our strobe lights to let everybody know we're getting ready to go. So now throttle quadrant. We're going to go throttle quadrant, a mixture all the way full, power all the way full. We're going to hit the high boost, not the boost yet, the high boost for 4 seconds and get this baby fired up here. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. I'm not hearing that for some reason. That's not a good sign. There we go. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4. Okay, get a little fuel in the old hopper there. Now we're going to come back, pull the throttle back to 1/4 inch-ish. Then we're going to go now, we're going to use that boost pump here for about 3 seconds. And once I hear it start to change sound there, I'm going to hit the ignition switch and get started. So let's go. There it is. Okay, let's go. Okay, come on. Don't tell me we're not going to get a start here. Okay. Okay, that did not work properly. That's not a good sign. Let's give it a second here and give it another go. I'm going to give it a little extra boost while we're waiting. Okay, now let's give it another little 1, 2, 3, and let's go. Come on, baby, fire it up. All right, got her started. That was a little nerve-wracking. Okay, Alt 1, Alt 2, avionics are on. All right, so now let's take care of a little business here. I've gotten all my frequencies ahead of time, so I'm gonna skip through that before my stuff runs out here. Let's go instrument close up here. First and foremost, let's go we're gonna put 11915 down here in 15, which is our ATIS for Santa Monica Airport. I'm gonna switch that over. We're gonna got 121.9 is ground here at Santa Monica. We got 125.2 is typically our departure frequency up top. Get that dialed in there. We're going to switch that over. And 120.1 is our tower. Now, here we're going to do an important part of this. This is a X-plane deal. We're going to go to Pilot Edge plugin, and we're going to now connect the Pilot Edge plugin here.
Connected to Pilot Edge.
Okay, now we are connected to Pilot Edge, and now I'm going to make sure that I've got my preferences set here, and it's picking up, and it's not picking up. It's not picking up my, okay, great. Come back down here for 1 second. Bear with me, gentlemen. A little bit of stuff to deal with here. Let's go up to AirPods are on. Okay, that's all good. Let's go over to back to X-plane here. Pilot Edge preferences. There we go, AirPod. Okay, now we're all set. Now I'm getting that ATC in my headset here. Okay, so now we're all set. So now let's go back down, go back up top here. Oops, cockpit. Let's go instrument close up here and back in the cockpit here. 121.19. Okay, now we've got ATIS in there, so let's go down here to the GCU, and right now I'm going to hit mic 2, and we're going to get our ATIS.
Temperature 20, dew point 17, altimeter 29990. Arriving and departing runway 21. RNAV runway 21 approach in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information Kilo.
Okay, we got Kilo. Let's get the winds.
Santa Monica Municipal Airport. ATIS information Kilo. 2351 Zulu. Wind variable at 6. Visibility 10. Ceiling 800 overcast. Temperature 20. Dew point 17. Altimeter 29990. Arriving and departing runway 21. RNAV runway 21 approach in use. Read back all runway assignments and
runway 27 clear for takeoff 008. Thank you.
Okay, I switched back to our ground frequency. It says that 800 overcast here, which is hard to believe. It's a screaming beautiful day out here. Let's rotate to the right and see what we see out there. Okay, there's a tiny little bit of overcast out of the box. Now, normally this means I might have to just go ahead and fly an IFR at departure. Let's see if we can get away without that today. And we'll just get going up top here. And if we have to bust through that a little bit, I will. Okay, real quick here. We got to go to the flight plan over here on the instrument close-up here. Okay, first thing we're going to do is go map, and I'm going to get rid of this profile. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click the menu button, and I'm going to delete this flight plan. Next thing I'm going to do is KSMO, then I'm going to put in Visual Flight Point GP, which is Griffith Park. It's where they have that observatory I'm sure some of you have seen on TV over the years. KEMT is El Monte Airport. Then we're going to go Pomona, VORPOM, and let's get that in there. That's enter. Then we're going to go to Ravon, RAVON, enter. Then we want BPL, BP for Banning Pass. Ravon, hold on, I didn't get that one. BP, let's try that again. BPL, BP, enter, enter. There's your Banning Pass. And then D-Way, DEWAY, enter, enter. And then KPSP, Palm Springs. And there is our flight plan. We're all good now. All right, great. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I like to go ahead and set that first leg and make sure it's active.
Good evening.
Let's go back.
Delta Cessna 172 with Charlie. Looking for a view of our approach to the east, Sultan Sea for a photo flight.
Got some weird stereo happening in my headset here.
You wanted a VFR departure to the east.
Okay, so let's go activate that. Let's go.
We're just doing a view for approach to the east, going towards the Sultan Sea area for a photo flight. 567 Delta Delta. Altitude will be 3,500.
Let's go back to our flight plan.
Cessna 172.
There we go. We want to activate that leg. So now I got over here KSMO, VPL, GP, but now I'm all set. So let's go back and get to our default view, and let's go get our instructions to go taxi. Santa Monica ground, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra at the Alpha 2 parking with Kilo, like to taxi to 21.
567 Delta Delta. On departure, fly heading 310. Back correction, we'll do this. 567 Delta Delta on departure, fly heading at 030 and maintain VFR at or below 8,000 till advised. Departure frequency 126.7, squawk 3545.
And on 567 Delta Delta, VFR departure clear. On departure flight heading 030, maintain VFR at or below 8,000, departure 126.7, squawk 3545 for normal 57 Delta Delta. Thank you.
7 Delta Delta, read that correct. 1400, connect departure.
Over to the departure 008, thank you.
Santa Monica ground, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra at Alpha 2 parking with Kilo, ready to taxi 21.
Here, 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Santa Monica ground, runway 21, taxi Alpha.
21, taxi via Alpha, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. Okay, so now I'm going to get out of the picture here. Let's hopefully we get out of the picture, okay. Okay, oh, there's what I want to do. Okay, now, all right, we got our taxi to Alpha, all right. Let's do one other thing here. I'm going to go show you the iPad here for a second, okay. We're going to go over to binders here. And we're going to go add a flight binder, KSMO Okay, there's KSMO, there's our airport. Let's get out of there. Okay, now that's give you a little idea of what our taxi instructor. We're making a left-hand turn down to Alpha to 21. Okay, that's good. Now let's just do it. Okay, down to the GCU. We're going to get rid of our parking brake here. We're going to look up. We're going to look a little bit left, and we're going to start taxiing. All right, we're on our way here. Okay, parking brake is off. We're gonna test our brakes right there. We got brakes. HSI orientation is good. Attitude gyro is good right now. Let's give it a little steam, get us rolling here. Turn coordinator, you see that little pink going to the right. There it is, a little pink going to the left. Turn coordinator is working properly. Now let's go down the runway. All right, we're going to do a quick run up. Okay, so before takeoff, doors are locked and closed. Caps handle is good. Air conditioner is not on right now. Fuel quantity, we've got tabs, which is 30 on each side. Fuel quantity is good. Fuel selector, let's move it back and forth, make sure we're good. That's working properly. Fuel pump is on. Mixture is as required. Flaps, let's go 50%, confirm. Flaps are down. Transponder, we're going to set VFR. Actually, let's get a squawk code here.
Palm Springs Tower, runway 567 Delta, steer on right.
Air 567 Delta Delta, Palm Springs Tower, runway 31 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 567 Delta.
Santa Monica Tower, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra. Could I get a squawk code for flight following to Palm Springs?
Tower, November 656 Bravo Charlie, ILS 19er for circle to land 30.
656 Bravo Charlie, Santa Maria Tower, verify the approach. We don't have a 19er here at Santa Maria. It should be the ILS runway 12 approach.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say. 12, 656 Bravo Charlie.
56 Bravo Charlie, continue. I'll have further instructions for you in a second.
Continue
768 Foxtrot Sierra, departure frequency 134.9, squawk 1752. Are you going to go eastbound under the Bravo, or were you looking for one of the transitions?
I'm going to go eastbound gently through the Bravo and then out pretty quick up by Griffith Park.
Okay, if you're going to go through the Bravo, you won't be given a clearance unless you're on a published transition.
Okay. What I was planning is do a right downwind to VPLGP, which takes me out of Bravo, and I'll be at under 4,500 through there, and once I clear Bravo, I'll elevate.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not going to the Bravo, so that's totally fine.
Okay, give me that squawk code again one more time.
0768 Foxtrot Sierra, departure frequency 134.9er, squawk 1752.
1752 349 or 8 Foxtrot Sierra.
Read back correct.
Runway Towers have 127 Tango Juliet on the ILS 20 right.
127 Tango Juliet, John Wayne Tower, runway 20 right, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 20 right for 127 Tango Juliet.
567 Delta Delta, radar contact, contact SoCal departure 126.7.
567 567 Delta.
Okay, so we got 134.9 in there. We've got 1752 and squawking there, and we're all good. All right, so now we're going to do a quick run up here and then hit it. Okay, transponder is now set. Autopilot will test that up here in the run up. And that's
Good evening, John Wayne clearance. November 713 Tango, looking for IFR clearance to Santa Barbara.
November 713 Tango, John Wayne clearance, cleared to the Santa Barbara Airport via flight heading 220. Expect radar vector Seal Beach and then as filed. Climb maintain 2000, expect 6000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 128.1, squawk 4567.
That's fine, heading 220, vectors of Seal Beach, then as filed, 2000, then 6000, 10 minutes after. 128.1, 4567 for November 713 Tango.
Number 713 Tango, read back correct.
All right, let's go down and take care of our checklist here. Autopilot. Let's check our autopilot. Let's first, we're in, let's just dial in a heading here. Okay, now I'm going to go put it in heading mode in autopilot, and that pink map is moving, so that means we're working here. Autopilot is on. Okay, great. Now autopilot is off. Off. Okay, great. All right, so that's working properly. Navigation radios are set. Cabin heat defrost is good. Now let's go to our engine page and spool her up to 1700 here. There's 1700. Now we're going to check our electrical. We'll be looking for some movement right here. Nav, landing lights pushes up a little bit. Ice, pitot heat will go take all two up pretty quick. Now let's check our mags. Let's go left mag. We're going to be looking for a drop here about 70. EGTs are rising. That is good. Let's reset it back to 1720. Let's go right mag. Drop of 50. EGTs are rising. That's good. Power back to 1000. Okay, let's get it too far there. Okay, great. Let's go back to the map here. Checklist. Okay, power lever is good. All that is good. Alternator pitot heat is good. Let's turn them off. Ice, pitot heat. Landing lights off right now. Voltage at +1 is right here. Is good. Let's come on up close so you can see this. Good. Pitot heat not required. Navigation. We got landing lights on the takeoff. We checked all that. Engine parameters are all green now. Flight instruments. Let's set our takeoff and go around mode here. Let's check our flight controls. Those are all. Let's go outside the plane and take a look. Okay, rear view here. Let's zoom in. Everything's working properly. Oh, what happened here? I just lost my headset. Oh, God. All right, let's just see. I just lost my headset. All right, let's see if I've got... All right, you got my microphone here, so I'm going to have to just... Hang on. Jeez. It's always something here. Let's go. All right, I'm just going to have to pick up my audio, I guess. Santa Monica ground radio check. Check, check, check. Santa Monica ground radio check, 8 Foxtrots here. Gotcha. Okay, thank you. A little problem there. All right, so well, it's always something, folks. It's good practice. So flight controls were free and correct. We checked that. Let's go check our trim now. Let's go back here. Trim. Where is my trim here? Thank you. There we go. Trim is set. We went up right between that takeoff right there. That's all set out on our right wing there. I'm going to set that up here. Okay, so we're all good there. Back to default. Trim is set. Autopilot is checked. Okay, we're going to go for a normal takeoff. We know how to do that, so we'll set our climb checklist. Back to the flight plan. Let's declutter this baby a little bit. I know where we are. Let's just go and check one more thing here. We're all set here.
Here's taxi with Bravo. 73 Tango, Delhi, runway 20 at a kilo, taxi at Bravo Kilo. 20 right at Kilo, the Bravo Kilo for...
Okay, so now we're all set. We're going to go take our parking brake, and then we're going to head up top, and we're going to taxi to 2-1 now. We're going to switch over to COM 1. And now we got to set our altitude to 4,500 here because that's where we want to stay out of that Bravo airspace. I'll show you that on the map once we get going here. All right. Okay, everything except trim flap mixture boost. We're all set. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, last check here. Okay, if we have an engine issue on the runway, let's talk about our takeoff briefly. If we have an engine issue on the runway, before rotation, we're going to hit the brakes, pull the power, and abort the takeoff. If we have an engine issue between 170, which is our field elevation here, and 770 after rotation, I'm going to pitch for 92, mixture off, tanks off, ignition off, and we're going to land on a golf course straight in front of us. If we have an engine issue between 770 and 2170, we're going to pull the parachute, mixture off, tanks off, ignition off, and float onto that golf course. Above 2170, we should be good to go. I'm going to check my flight plan now. I'm going to set 039 is my heading here. Let's get our, you said 29 or 9 or 0 was our, we got 134.9 up top. Okay, we're great. So now let's call up tower and get going out of here. Okay. Santa Monica Tower, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, holding short 21 at Alpha 5, waiting release.
Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, Santa Monica Tower, runway 21, quick takeoff, right down, departure approved.
21 cleared for takeoff, right downwind, departure approved, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. All right, so we're going to make a little bit, on a VFR departure here at Santa Monica, we got to do a little left turn off the deck there and then back to the right. Put her on the center stripe here. Okay, we're set to go. So we're going to make a right-hand turn. We got trim flap mixture boost. We're going to be making a right-hand turn to 039. I've bugged that. We've got our KSMO to VPL GP as the active leg. 770 is going to be our caps available. Let's give it a go. All right, let's put her all the way in. Okay, got her up. Flaps 90, trim it. And now at the end of this runway, we've got to make a little jog to the left here. This is for noise abatement. And back to the right. Give her that flight director for right now. Let's set our indicated airspeed for 120 for our climb. Back to 220, and at the shoreline, we'll make that right turn. Okay, now we're going to start that turn around to the right here. We go nav mode. Connect departure 8 Foxtrot Sierra. SoCal departure, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, 2,400 climbing, 4,500. Okay, now I'm going to head direct, enter to Griffith Park. Okay, now I got to stop it at 4,500 here. Okay, so that keeps us within the airspace here. So I'm going to put it on autopilot here right now. Okay, we're going to hold it at 4,500. I'm going to show you something here real quick here. All right, so I'm going VPL. Let's go up to check the iPad out here. Okay, so I'm going VPL, GP is where I'm going direct now. So I'm going to go direct to there. I'm going show you right here, you can see once we get to that waypoint, we will have cleared the Bravo airspace. It's going to level us off at 4,500 now, so let's go back to the X-plane clean. Okay. Let her speed up a little bit here. Okay, so let's pull it back here now to 29.5. Go to our checklist. We're going to pull our mixture back to 16.1 gallons here, which is going to give us about 75% power if all goes well. And there is 16.4. There's 75% power. Okay, now let's see how we're doing on our... Now I've got my VFR charts. Let's come back to the iPad here. Okay, you see we got the VFR charts here right now. We're below that blue line. Once we get above that and get to Griffith Park, we'll be clear of Bravo, and then we can climb up. So let's let him know we're going to climb out of here. Okay, climb. We've got checklist is good, power lever is good, airspeed's good, fuel flow is good, engine parameters are all looking good. Now let's get up to cruise. Oops, cruise, and then we'll go back to the map here. Get flight plan. Let's lose that. Okay, there we are. There's our Bravo space. SoCal departure, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra. Once I clear Bravo here in about 30 seconds, I'm looking for 7,500. Now, one of the things, while I've got a little bit of time here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my frequencies for Palm Springs now. I'm going to go 1, 2, 4, 6, 5. Let's come up close here so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to go 1, 3, 4, 6, 5. 3, 4, 6, 5, which is our, no, hang on. Let's get this right. That's 1, 2, 4, 6, 5. Got to read, Steve. 6, 5. Okay, we're going to flip that over, and then we've got 119.7 is tower here. And we'll want to contact those folks earlier rather than later for that 8 is 1, 2, what have we got here? 119.7. Okay, back up top, back to the default view. Okay. I'm going to come back to the iPad here. Now, you can see here on the iPad, I'm going to get rid of the rest of this, that we're just about clear of Bravo here now. So he should be coming back to us shortly here and saying you're cleared to 7,500. So I'm going to roll in 7,500 right now. I'm prepared. Staying ahead of the ball game here a little bit. Get back here so you can see what I've done. I've rolled in 7,500 for the altitude. 1354, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Okay, so now we're turning 135.4 we want. SoCal approach, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, 4,500. I'm clear at Bravo. I'd like to climb to 7,500. Two 9 or 8 climbing 7,500, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Thank you. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do here, folks, is I'm going to go down to my throttle quadrant. I'm going to give it full power, full mix. Then I'm going to go indicated airspeed here. Go 120. Go 125. Keep things on the cool side. We can be in here. Okay, so now we're climbing pretty good here. Switch our tank over to the left-hand tank. All right, those are the San Gabriel Mountains to our left there. Look through, there's the Los Angeles Basin. The TFR they're talking about is probably Dodger Stadium. Now, actually, you'll notice here that I'm busting the very top end of that TFR area for Dodger Stadium. So my apologies to the Dodgers here. Coming up on 7,500, let's square up our... Okay, once we get to 7,500, I'll see if we got any questions in the chat room there. Okay, we're coming up on 6,600. Way to 75. Okay, we're at 7,500 now. We'll let this baby speed up just a little bit. Hopefully everybody's still there. I'm just flying. This is a short one, so and these little short ones through LA. It's a great practice. I'll be getting my plane back this week, so I'm really kind of diving back down into the simulator, getting myself back up to speed. All right, so I'm going to pull back the manifold pressure to about 29.5 here is the magic number. Let's see if I can get it back there. Come on, little darling. All right, there we go. I'm going to pull back my mixture to about 16.1 gallons, as I mentioned. Let's get our manifold pressure back where it's supposed to be. That should do it right in there. Okay, there's our 75%. Let's go back to our checklist here. Cruise checklist is set. Fuel pump is good. Cruise power is now set. Let's switch over to our left tank. We're on our left tank. Let's confirm that. Left tank, okay. Mixture is clean as required. Engine parameters are good. EGTs, CHDs are all good. Okay. Fuel flow and balance is good. Set right where we need it to be. Go back to our map here. Okay. So now, woohoo! Hello, little darling. Okay, let's go back here and let's just see what this is going to get me. Go here. All right. Let's all right, so I'm looking in the chat room here, and I see Scott Pritch said flooded. Not quite, close. I didn't realize synthetic vision was so good on the Cirrus. What you're looking at right here is not nearly as good. I'll just throw you guys in there real quick. Let me see. What you're looking at here is really nice on the simulator setup here. That's because of the guys at Torque Sim Aviation. But in the real Cirrus, it's even better. JP Hayes, hola, my friend. How the heck are you? I hope you're enjoying that Cirrus of yours, JP. That's good stuff. JP, new Cirrus pilot-ish. Bought a Cirrus. A little quirk in his Cirrus, so he got to ride home in a Vision jet. Not the worst deal in the world. Hope you're doing well, JP. I haven't been flying for 9 weeks, JP, and the golf game's coming back a little bit, and I'm hoping that my piloting skills will come back in short order as well. Okay. We shall see on that front, I suppose. Okay. Let's see. What can I do now? When I get into the plane and I have these moments of quiet here, I'm always thinking about what I could do to make my life simpler. So one of the things I do is I go down here to GCU. I've got my ATIS already loaded and on COM2. So what I'm going to do to remind myself is I'm going to put on COM2 monitor. So once we get in range, it'll kind of remind me to get the ATIS here. In the meantime, on my actual Gen 6 Cirrus, which JP Hayes knows, you can cheat the weather in the cockpit because you have XM weather. And there's a great little function in the flight plan down here where they have the current VNAV profile. There's also a profile there for the weather at various waypoints along the way, which is incredibly helpful. But here what we can do is we can just go click on the iPad here, show the airport diagram. But we don't want that. Let's go back. It's actually not what I want to do. Let's hide the plate. Let's just go to the map here. I'm going to click on Palm Springs. And right now it says variable at 6. Let me show that to you. Come up front here. Let me show you what I did. I just cheated a little bit. You can do this when you're down low and you've got some signal here. It's only 106 degrees in Palm Springs right there. About 2 degrees hotter than it was in London the other day. Anyway, so all of that, I'm not sure what runway we'll get. So it'll be interesting to see. You go either way. So let's get rid of that and come back out. Now you'll look down below me, down underneath that right wing there. That's the 10 freeway. And if you look right under between the nose wheel and the right landing gear, right frame between those two right now is Ontario International Airport. So typically, when we're flying in this neighborhood here, they'll tell you to stay north of the 10, which is where we are right now. Let's come back in the cockpit here now. Another trick I like to do, we'll call it, is to set a VNAV profile, right? So I'm going to come up here in a second here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here to D-Way, right? And I'm going to say that at D-Way, which is about 13 miles from Palm Springs Airport. Palm Springs elevation is 476, so I want to be at about 4,000, let's call it 3,500 feet at D-Way. So I'm going to set that right here. And you'll see what happens is that we've set the VNAV profile now, and what I get is a time to top a descent, okay? And when I'm flying out there, again, I'm trying to do everything I can to make this easy on myself. I'm an old guy losing my freaking marbles here slowly but surely. So having as many gentle reminders of what's coming next is hugely important here. And the Cirrus is, I can't imagine a better plane to do that. So while some folks can debate whether technology has made you a complacent pilot or made people lazy or, uninformed, that's a discussion I'll leave for others. For me, I got all these great tools in the airplane, and I like to use them whenever I can. So I'm going to start listening for ATC again here. SoCal approach, Cirrus 8 Foxtrot Sierra. Did I miss a call there? SoCal departure, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra. How do you hear? Hope I didn't lose him here. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. I got something there. Okay. Flip back. SoCal departure on 134.9. This is 8 Foxtrot Sierra. I'm on 35.4, and I'm not hearing anything. How do you hear? Yeah, I'm back with you on 135.4. I'm not flying IFR. I'm just VFR at 7,500. I just having a problem hearing right now. Gotcha. Okay. All right, there's an interesting little thing even on the simulator here, which, again, a lesson I've learned for some of the newer pilots out here. If you don't know, freaking ask. Don't be an idiot, okay? It's one thing looking stupid. It's another looking dead. So I'll take stupid over potentially dead every time. So when in doubt, I've learned, stow the ego, get the information. Everybody will be happier, even if the controllers might seem a little bothered sometimes. I'm sure they would agree that rather than you out there winging it or faking it or going, I think that's what it was, better to know. Okay, that's my advice here. Commit to the shot. JP, you still there? Let me go put the JP 7600. Okay. It's funny. It's funny when all right, we got a little quiet time right here. Got 20 minutes to Palm Springs. Got 10 minutes and 31 seconds to our top of descent. And I'm waiting for the ATIS to click in here, but I'm just going to go a cheat again because I expect that it's now 5 to 6, which means they should have updated this. So we got variable at 6. I'm going to put in here as my little cheat. Variable at 6. Sky's clear. 2977 is the altimeter. I'm going to talk about some heat and hot. That's what that is. There's the San Gabriel Mountains to our left there. Look around to our right. It's a beautiful, never-ending, it seems, Los Angeles basin here. And there we are out the front window. Cirrus. Okay. I make this flight out to Palm Springs quite a bit, and will be again once the plane gets back in action here. What are we doing? Monitor rave on right now. Okay, what's happening here? Let's go to the map here. Okay, we're on our way to rave on here. I managed to clear out the whole. All righty. A little silence here. It's golden sometimes. So I'm interested to see what runway is. Normally we're coming in on runway 31 right usually, because I'm usually staying over at Atlantic Aviation. As I mentioned, I take this flight out to Palm Springs a lot. I got a lot of buddies who live out in Palm Springs and who play golf like myself, and so there's not a better Cirrus life day for me than getting in the plane, taking a 35-minute flight to Palm Springs, having my buddy pick me up at the airport, heading out to Tamarisk or Bighorn, Madison, all the clubs, great clubs they have out there in the area, and playing a little golf. And then sometimes I wish, I had time for the beer and all that, but there's no drinking, no smoking, none of that stuff before I get in that Cirrus. So anyway, but it's nice to start the morning early, play a round of golf, fly home, and be watching the news by 6 o'clock. It doesn't suck here. All right, so let's go back into the clean here. All right, it's a quiet bunch here. No questions on here, which is fine. Just doing a little practice. Let's go external view. Let's see what we got. Okay, but now here you got your California. You got your haze.
Destination ATIS is 124.65.
And we know that. Okay, really hazy down there below us, but it's not IFR conditions. Not unusual, by the way, folks, to see this kind of haze around California, Southern California particularly. It used to be smog when I was growing up. Everybody in California can. Okay, our top of descent is coming up here in 4 minutes, 5 minutes. So once I get within like a minute from there, I'll advise them that I'm descending to 4,500 or 3,500. In fact, what I'm going to do right now, let me just do this. I'm going to go GCU down here, and I'm going to put on the VNAV. It's not loading just yet. Okay. I'm going to. All right. Sometimes you got to be within a certain distance for it to actually work here. Let's set our altitude to 3,500 to match that. VNAV. Okay. Now, if you look at the VNAV, it's. Whoa! What the heck's going on there? All right. If you look at the autopilot controller down here, you see we got VNAV arm now, and so now you see it confirmed up here on the TFD. This 3,500 here is our VNAV select. I have to match that VNAV select for the plane to start to go down when it reaches that time to top of descent, which here is about 3 minutes. So once again, now you got to make sure the controllers are okay with all this. Truth of the matter is, why I love flying IFR so much is it takes a lot of the decision making out of it for you. It makes it easy. I'm really good at following instructions. If you tell me what to do and I know how to do it, I have no problem going right to the trigger, Whereas VFR flying, because it's more kind of free and easy, and it's the pilot deciding, and all you got to do is try not to hit somebody. That's cool, but you got to, in a strange way, I find I have to do a lot more planning to fly VFR. So I use the tools here in the Cirrus, the SR22, to help me do that. One of my favorite tools is the VNAV function, in that idea of setting a VNAV profile here and letting the plane do some work for me. Okay, amazing how fast that haze cleared up here. So now what we're doing is we're heading into the Banning Pass, which you can see out here. Now, that wind is either whipping over the top this way, or worse, whipping over the top of this baby this way. But in any event, once you get in here on a bad day, this is cry for your mommy territory down there. And I've had some just ball-busting moments in that Banning Pass. And the truth of the matter is, when I know it's going to be bumpy, I'll just take an IFR route, and I will come back around this way over the top and come back in around this way, which is a little less bone rattling. Okay, 46 seconds to top of descent. Okay, now SoCal approach, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra at 7,500. I'm starting my VFR descent for Palm Springs International. Okay, he doesn't care. My AirPods went out, so I can't hear anything. All right, so there we are. Okay, we're starting to tip it down. So what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do here is go down, and I'm going to pull just a little bit of power down to about 50% power here. Ish. Okay, there we go. And just to kind of keep that speed manageable. I don't want to be screaming through here. It's already bone rattling enough sometimes. So now I'm leaving it on my flight plan, which is the next waypoint is going to be D-Way here in about 1.2 miles, which swings me left. In reality, what I'd be doing is I would be tracking the San Bernardino Freeway here, which is the 10, which I'm just about right over right now. Right here you can see the 10. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to sync my heading, and I'm going to go into let it stabilize here a little bit. And now, actually, you know what? Let's just leave it right now. We're heading. Okay, so we've got our speed under control here. And now let's go to our checklist here. All right, we've got altimeter is, I'm going to set it for 2977. So let me go get that set. All right, that's enter. Cabin heat defrost. I'm going to put my landing light on now because I'm coming in the neighborhood here. Fuel system is coming. 1267, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. 1267 in the box up here. SoCal approach, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, 6,000 descending to 3,500 for Palm Springs International. I can't pick up the ATIS right now. It's not picking up. I've got one off of ForeFlight though. One right and left, that's perfect, and 2976 on the barometer. Thank you. All right, so that's helpful here. So we're going to come in for 31 right, which means let's go through the rest of our checklist here. Make sure your brake pressure is good. Before landing, I'm going to gently start pushing this mixture up. All right, now you can hear it getting screwball in there. We're going to just take his reading here. We're going to come around the mountain here. Bottom line is we're going to come around 3-1 left, or 3-1 right. So 3-1 means we'll be coming on 130 degree heading around the corner here. That'll make us parallel. Then we'll make a left-hand turn to base and another left-hand turn. Now, interestingly enough here at Palm Springs Airport here, you'll notice, I'm going to show you on the iPad here really quickly. If you ever fly in here, this is a really tricky little airport because 3-1 right looks like a taxiway, and the taxiway to the left of 3-1 right looks like a runway. So you got to really be paying attention here, or you will land on the taxiway here. So don't do that. All right, don't do that. So now I'm going to go back to, let's get back to the clean version here. Okay, we're coming up on 3,800 now. Okay, let's get that mixture all the way forward now, just about. All right, so now here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it off, put it in heading mode, and we're going to start turning to the right and get back over near the 10. Now I would have gone right down the 10 here. All right, so we're going over this way. I'm going to now, okay, we want 1,400, 1,500 is where I want to be here in a second as I come. Something's getting wiggy there. All right, so I'm going to take it off of autopilot now, and we're going to fly this baby down by. Okay, we're going to be coming around the corner here, so I want to keep coming. Get back to the map here. Just tracking that, I believe I'm tracking. Whoops, shit. Here, let's get over that 10. Okay, now I'm going to pull some power back here now. That mixture all the way forward now. So look. 119.7, 8 Foxtrots here. Now I'm pulling that power back here, get her back. Okay, let's go back in the cockpit here. Let's go to 119.7. Got here. Get rid of that flight director now. Okay, now I'm getting a little wiggy with the X-plane here. Palm Springs Tower, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, inbound for 3-1 right for Atlantic Aviation. Yeah, let's take the straight in for 1-3 left, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. 1-3 left, clear land, 8 Foxtrot Sierra, thank you. Well, that makes it nice and easy here. Okay, trim, flap, mixture, boost, we're all good here. Runway is in sight. We went 3-1 left now, same deal. Don't land on the taxiway. It's funny, and all the times I've flown into, let's go to your seatbelt, tilt around, mixture, flaps. Let's put some, not there yet. We got 6 miles to go. Too early for flaps. Okay, runway is in sight now. Make sure we stay above all those windmills. And then ground is 121.9. Let's get that set. Okay, there's 3-1 left. Now you see the big runway there, right off the nose there, and then what looks like another runway right next to it. Well, that's the taxiway. And you can see the 2 red lights and the 2 white lights over there on 1-3 left. So you can see how you could get screwball here in a second. All right, so now there's our beautiful little, okay, so we want now altitude select to be 476. Okay, let's pull some power. Okay, I'm going to hit some flaps now. We got a nice stable approach going here so far. A little high, let's let it drop a little bit. went 13 left. It was giving us pathways for 13 right. A little high. Got 4 whites there. Let's get her down a little bit.
$500.
Okay, we got 1 red, 3 whites. Let her keep coming down here.
2 mile final runway 13 right.
All right, let's go ahead. Put the rest of the flaps in there and let's hold that nose down. Wants to go up. Okay, don't go up. Let's stay with it, baby. All right, got her on the... Still a little high, adjusting. Speed's a little slow, though. I don't want to get too slow here. Okay, we got 1 red. We're still a little high. I can live with it. Speed 79, 66 is going to be stall. So let's bring her out. Okay, we're looking good. Pulling out power and trimming all the way here. Pulling out power, trimming. Got 2 reds, 2 whites. We're looking good. Runway made. I'm pulling the power out, trimming as I go here. Eyes down the runway, transitioning. Just trying to hold that baby up in the air here. Hang on, hang on. Put it right down the middle of the fairway there. Okay, good. Nice job, old man. All right, flaps up. Flaps 2 up. Go to our plate here. Oh, shit. Okay. All right, there we are. Our plate right there. I'm looking at, so we'll taxi down a little bit, save ourselves some time here. Going down to Atlantic. Take the next one off here. Delta. Flaps are up. Coming up on Delta. I'll show you the iPad here. It's a nice cheating way to go. We went Delta. Coming up on Delta here in a second. We got to get there, though. Give it some power, Steve. We got. Not going to coast there. All right, there's Delta coming up on our left. All righty, coming up Delta. How I love you, Delta River. All right, here we go. Let's pull it in here. Yeah, we're going to flip over to. Palm Springs ground, Cirrus 768 Foxtrot Sierra, clear 13 left, and we're going to taxi to Atlantic. Atlanta via Echo. Thank you so much, 8 Foxtrot Sierra. All right, we're coming around the mountain here. All right, Atlantic Aviation up here on our left. Great little FBO. Expensive as hell, though, folks. You're expecting a bargain. Wrong place, but great service, great cookies. Very nice people working there. And close to Tamarisk Golf Club, which is where I usually play down here. There at Madison. Madison, I land out at Thermal or Bermuda. Okay. We're coming up on our Atlantic Aviation in here. Here's the FBO sign. Looking good.
Target clear and delivery, Warrior 731 for Echo, like IFR flight following to 731 November Echo, back to clearance, standby.
All right, so here we are.
Bravo, Van Tower, my 16 right, continue on a 4 minute express. Continue November 1 Delta, right. Tower 713 Tango, 8 miles to the south. full stop. We're on runway 25, I believe. 73 Tango Center.
Let's get over here where we're going to park. All right, let's go to our GCU. Brakes are on. Defaultly, let's go down to the throttle quadrant. We're going to turn off our fuel pump. We're going to come up top. We're going to cycle back there. Okay, and then back down to the throttle quadrant. We're going to kill the fixture, and then our engine is off. All right, that is Santa Monica to Palm Springs. Any questions in there? Okay. Hey, Steve, what subscriptions do you recommend as far as Jeppesen, Garmin, and Cirrus XM go? Let me get rid of some of these other ones right here. Let's turn all those off so we can talk. I have the Jeppesen subscription for North America, which includes Mexico and the Bahamas and Canada, I believe. I use Jeppesen, the Cirrus XM. I have Cirrus XM in the plane. Okay, so I don't think it's Cirrus XM Go. Okay, JP Hayes wants to know, I presume you're talking, JP, about the avionics in the sim setup. It's definitely not the Garmin Perspective Plus, but for let's get rid of that for a second here. But for the meat and potatoes IFR type stuff, the meat and potatoes VNAV stuff, it's really good, because it allows you to do the fundamentals really, and do it in detail. And you get a chance to actually take your brain and connect it with the instruments here, JP. Not unlike, in your days as a golfer. The best days, I'm sure, were when the brain and the eyes were seeing and the hands and body were just doing, right? And so it gives you great fundamentals. It's great, just chipping and putting, nothing fancy there. There's little quirks in X-Plane, like, if you go really quick up on the mixture here, it'll choke out the engine. You saw a little bit of that as we were going through the Banning Pass there. Let's see. What other little quirks there? Just, odd stuff. I'll tell you where the Torque Sim flight model, the Torque Sim Aviation SR22, again, you and I are flying G6s, JP, so it's a little bit different. They model this on a turbo normalized engine, and I'm not even sure how that works, to be perfectly honest. Different manifold pressure and so forth and so on. But one of the things that I think is striking and really good in terms of flying your G6 for certain is that the engine numbers that I see on the instruments when I do those close-ups and so forth are really, really close to the real deal, okay? Particularly on fuel flow and power settings and that kind of stuff. So it's very realistic. The temperatures go up and down, the way you would expect in your real plane. As I get a little bit better at recreating a flight on the sim for presentation on the YouTube channel, for example, I'm going to start to do more of the things that you would do in a simulator if you were flying a Cirrus Vision jet. They wouldn't have you pull in the parachute; they'd take you in the simulator and have you do it. So I'm working on a little plan to start using the simulator more to practice emergency procedures and the like. And so hopefully over the next couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks or a month, you'll see a couple of those things happening there. So it's not 100% the real deal there, but it's pretty darn close, JP. And I'll say it's definitely worth the price of admission here. Okay, let's see if there's any more questions in the chat room. Okay, I think everybody's probably gone home now, which is okay. Don't blame you here. All right, so we're in Palm Springs, California. Let's go back up to, here we are, back in the hangar now, through the miracle of modern technology here. And And I want to thank all you folks for joining me on the flight today. For any of you folks that didn't make it live and actually watch the thing later on YouTube, I hope you found this one helpful. This one was pretty smooth tonight on the webcasting front, other than my my trusty AirPods, ran out of battery because I forgot to charge them up. But other than that, it was pretty good today. And so anyway, I want to thank everybody for supporting my channel. My name is Steve Rennie. I am the Ren Baron. This is my Ren Baron Learning to Fly YouTube channel, and this is me saying goodbye. See you again soon.